Good evening, Internet. The Real Shroom here, and we have edged past rotation fully into Edge of Eternity's Standard. And every time there's a big shakeup in Standard, such as a rotation or a new set, I have to run back my pet Esper control deck because it is my favorite deck. So tonight I'm going to play some Esper Total Interaction Control. What is Total Interaction Control? Let's take a look. So the name of the game for this Esper control deck is Interact, Interact, Interact. We're going to make our opponent discard cards from their hand. We're going to counter their stuff on the stack. We're going to destroy their permanents on the battlefield. And we're going to fuel this all with enough card draw to make sure we draw the pieces we need when we need them. Starting with the discard angle, we have got a couple of Duresses. Take those non-land, non-creature spells. We've got Binding Negotiation, which is kind of the going rate for a Thoughtseize these days. It can also, put cards in exile into the graveyard, so I guess it interacts with our opponent's exile region as well. And we've got one of Poison in the Waters, which is kind of our substitute for aggressive tactics. This goes after creatures in the hand, but also serves as a -1/-1 sweeper, which is actually really good in Standard right now. There's a lot of token decks, with Caretaker's Talent being one of the most powerful cards. Also, there's a mono black deck that's playing cards like Dark Confidant. It's playing the new Sunset Saboteur, which are 1 toughness creatures. So having this option of being a creature discard spell or a 1 toughness creature is really actually quite good. And then we've got the counterspells to counter our opponent's stuff on the stack, which includes 3 Steps Ahead, it includes Spell Pierce, it includes No More Lies. We've got the removal that we need to make sure the very scary battlefields of Standard are under control. Starting with some 1-mana removal, Elspeth's Smite. I really like the fact that this exiles Enduring Curiosity. Trying out Seam Rip, which is a new card. It's like a Seal Away style enchantment. 1 mana, it exiles any non-land permanent value 2 or less until it leaves the battlefield. So we'll try this out. It's a new card. We've got a whole smorgasbord of sweepers, starting with 0 Point Ballad at 1+X to destroy all creatures with toughness X or less. If we lose X life. If X is 6 or more, return a creature card put into the graveyard this way to the battlefield under your control. So it's a sweeper that can sweep early for little mana on boards where, our opponent's getting set up. So I do like the versatility there. It also can just sweep up bigger stuff and take control of their bombs later in the game. Presumably we have enough life to do so. Moving up the scale, we've got Exercise and we've got Get Lost. Excellent interaction pieces, except Get Lost. Hopefully it won't get us too many losses tonight. 1 Bitter Triumph. We've got Shoot the Sheriff as our substitute for Go for the Throat. I'm actually really thinking about replacing this for Right's End, but we'll run Shoot the Sheriff for now. We've got 1 Strategic Betrayal, which is an edict effect that also exiles our opponent's library when it hits. So I really like this card as double duty, good against mid-range stuff to exile, one of their creatures, which are hopefully good creatures, while also getting rid of their graveyard. And then we've got Split Up as another sweeper. We've got a couple of Day of Judgment. We've got The End in the main board and the second one in the side. This is just a very good card right now. It's really aimed squarely at Vivi, or also it's very good against Dimir, so you can exile those Kaidos and Enduring Curiosities. It's really kind of a shame that we're in a spot where we have to mainboard this card, but I think it is actually absolutely warranted. We've got an Ultima as another sweeper that also destroys artifacts. It makes Overlords go away as well because it ends the turn right after it sweeps the board. So anything that would be triggered by the creatures dying actually doesn't trigger. This is also true of our Unstoppable Slashers and Aclizots. So it's a little bit of a nombo. Then we've got the card draw to make sure we get what we need when we need it. 3 Steps Ahead can double as card draw. The card draw in Power Standard is just really powerful, which is partially why I think this deck is really good right now. Consult the Star Charts is a new piece from Edge of Eternities that can be a really good 2-mana spell, or at 4 mana if you kick it, it can be a Memory Deluge, Dig 3 time, better than a Dig 3 time. It's this kind of crazy how good the card draw is in Standard right now. Then of course we've got the obligatory 4 of Stock Ups, the most played card in Standard. And then we've got Marang River Regent, which is just a godsend to control decks of all kinds. A really powerful card draw spell, stapled to an endgame threat is what every control deck wants that wants to play at instant speed. So we're running a couple of these as well. And then our win cons, we do want to close out the game eventually. I'm the kind of control player that likes to sprinkle in some cheaper threats so that we can apply pressure early in the game. So we're running a couple of these new Sunset Saboteurs, 2 mana for forward Menace, Ward, discard a card. We really do like Ward, discard a card because our opponents are going to be taxed on cards due to all of our discard effects and attrition. So discard a card is going to be something that's very hard and costly for them to pay. And so it's a very aggressive body for just 2 mana. Whenever it attacks, we put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and opponent controls. But we have so much spot removal that hopefully we can contain the damage done from this. So I'm anxious to try this out as an early game threat. Then we've got our Unstoppable Slasher, just a really good standalone threat. Very threatening on its own. And we've got Akhlazotz as an enduring recursive threat that is very good when our opponent is low on cards, such as when we've been making them discard their stuff and killing all their stuff and countering their stuff. So there's a total of 25 lands in the deck. The biggest addition to the deck probably are the Godless Shrines and Watery Graves that are now in the mana base, meaning that we have a much greater chance of our lands coming into play untapped on when we want them to than we used to prior to rotation, at the cost perhaps of our mana being a little bit more painful in some situations. We'll just have to keep an eye on that and not shock ourselves unnecessarily. For tech, we have one of each of the restless lands, a reef, a fortress, and an anchorage. We've got a couple of demolition fields as well, because the games do go long and utility and creature lands will become relevant. The sideboard contains a Spell Pierce and a No More Lies for matchups where we want additional counterspells, Exercise number 2 against artifacts and enchantments, and Dimir to get rid of those Enduring Curiosities. Also, mono white tokens, get rid of those Caretaker's Talents and Enduring Innocences. 3 Rest in Peace plus a Cease Desist are a graveyard hate, along with the Strategic Betrayal in the main. Cease Desist also can destroy all artifacts and enchantments for 6 mana, which can be really good against like Una matches. We've got a Long Goodbye and a Split Up and a Beyond the Quiet, as well as the aforementioned End number 2 for additional creature removal against mid-range decks. Long Goodbye, really good against Vivi. It just kills her for 2 mana, can't be countered no matter how big she is. So that's why we're running this card in particular. One Tishana's Tidebinder is good against a wide variety of decks, including Dimir, to Tidebind the Kaidos. And then we've got one of Liliana Dreadhorde General for the super grindy matchups that go really, really long, like against the Una decks, probably against like the control decks and stuff, just for really late game threat that can kind of bat clean up and just close out the game for us very, very late on. So that is the plan. We're going to interact, and hope that our powerful card draw suite will get us what we need when we need it, so that we can ride our powerful interaction to victory. Let's see how we do in the platinum tier of Edge of Eternity Standard. And if you like off-meta MTG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Putting Zayman will be our first opponent. We'll be on the play. Esper total interaction control. And we've got colors, we've got spells we can cast, we'll keep. We'll lead on this Restless Reef. Temple of Enlightenment. Alright, let's Duress. What's going on over here? Got those Emrakul sleeves. Consult, Maze Mine, Get Lost. So it's just control. Interesting. What to take here? Delivery Moogle. So they're an artifact deck, clearly. I think we'll take one of these Maze Mines. Play a tap land. There's the Maze Mine. Alright, we're gonna stock up. It's good. I like to see our opponents scrying. So I think we want... They have a Get Lost. Marang. Pretty sure we want a Saboteur. Plus a Scavenger Regent. Just get down 2 threats before they can resolve anything. Threats with ward, discard a card. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for this dragon. They draw a counterspell for it. Nope. Just gonna Maze Mine. Okay, opponent misses a land drop. Attack with the dragon. think we'll play Undercity Sewers. We're good on lands. I'm gonna play this Scavenger, and we still have Spell Pierce up. So we're presenting a fast clock. Something artifact-y going on here. And there's land number 4. There's the delivery Moogle. Getting more Maze Mine Tomes. They discard No More Lies. Let's just kill this Moogle. We'll pay 3 life. Getting for 8. Pass. We actually have a lethal attack next turn. Potentially. They do have this No More Lies. And they have the mana to pay for Spell Pierce. Let's just attack with our dudes. Get lost. We discard Marang. Okay. Our dragon gets lost. So I want to poison the waters. Let's see what they have in their hands. If they have a sweeper, I probably won't go for this Aclazotz. Maze Mine, 3 steps ahead, Singularity, Rupture, get lost. Alright, we'll take Maze Mines. I'll just explore with my dude. Shoot the sheriff. We don't need to shoot the sheriff. Godless Shrine. Alright, opponent consults. I could Spell Pierce this. Pretty much means they have to get lost or do their sweeper next turn. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Day of Judgment. Oh, we'll Spell Pierce that. GG's. Okay, so they're like... I think I know what they are. They're like an artifact combo deck. So we want Spell Pierce, No More Lies, Tishana's, Exercise, probably Liliana, Cease Desist. We can get rid of a lot of this creature removal. The end, like these sweepers, like Elspeth's Smite, I don't think we need. Seam Rip does get rid of Maze Mine Tome. We'll keep in the 1 Poison the Waters because they do have some creatures like the Regents, the dragons. Probably ditching the 0 Point Ballad. And I don't know, we'll lose Day of Judgment. Just have 2 pseudo sweepers. Should be fine. Plus our spot removal. Ooh, a zero lander. I think we'll mulligan. Alright, this hand's pretty good. I think I'm gonna bottom either Tishana's or this river Regent. Probably river Regent for now. Also, I don't know, land is a possibility. Actually, it's gonna be Tishana's. Since we're mulliganing, we're gonna want the card draw to get us back to parity. Duress. Yep, there's the Rivershore Monument. Alright, we got a scavenger. Alright, let's attack with our scavenger. Sure. We'll take our planes. Let's get rid of the monument. Then we'll surveil demolition fields. We're kind of good on lands for now. There's the delivery Moogle. Who gets a Maze Mine Tome. Yeah, we attack. Beef up the Moogle. This is the test, I guess, to see if it's actually worth it to play these guys. Here's another one. There's the Maze Mind. The attack their dude. Okay. We'll go for an attack. Beefing up that Moogle quite a bit. Okay, they get lost on our dude. Let's explore. Strategic betrayal. We want strategic betrayal. I think we can hold on to it. It'll be good against like a dragon. Make our dude a 6/3. Get rid of your creature. Roundbow Y. Thanks so much for the follow. Alright, discarding cards to our ward. Voice of Victory. I think we absolutely do this to the Voice of Victory. He shuts down our instant speed plays. Do we just go for a dragon? It could be bad, really bad if they have a counterspell. I don't know, it's a very risky play. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. Okay. Never punished. Bounce those maps. Alright, dragon gets lost. Mysterized village. There goes their maze mind. Alright, deck. We've got a lot of card draw in you. You know, do I need to play this Tishana's? Just so I can use these maps? What else am I waiting for? Trigger from another artifact. I'm gonna hold on to the Shishana's. Alright, since our opponent didn't play anything, I'm gonna go for it. The counter draw. Exercise. Come on, deck. You're loaded with juicy card draw spells. No more lies. Regents. Okay. No more lies. Okay. More lands. Consult the star charts. Okay. Well, they get off a good card draw spell before we do, which is very bad for us. The next spell cannot be countered. Okay, just gonna mill half my library. So this is a combo, the River Churn Monument and that spell. Take the River Churn Monument. I saw Shahar Shenhar playing this, who I don't know if he's had a YouTube channel for a long time, or if he just started, but you know, he's pretty good. So I think I just use this to draw cards, because oh, let's see, we'll wait. I don't have to do it right now, because like their critical plays, they're just going to Mysterized Village anyway at this point. Alright, let's draw cards. We'll discard a Fabled Passage. Unstoppable Slasher, that's a good one. Do some exploring. Liliana Dreadhorde General, yeah. Some exploring. Opponent's gonna have to make fish to block us. Alright. We actually can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can't play Liliana and pay for 3 steps ahead. Okay, there's a land. Next turn we can. Another land. Just attack with our slasher. More fish. Alright, let's attack with our slasher. They have to block. Play a land. Play Liliana. Make a zombie.
I am the master here.
There's the fish.
Don't speak ill of the undead.
Get lost on Lily. Okay.
I will rise again.
Alright, let's get rid of your fountain port. One last fish for the road. We're out of basics. Explore. Split up. We don't need split up. Explore. I think we will get rid of one of these fish. So one of our attackers will get through. Maze Mine Tome. Okay. Too bad. We actually could not counter that and cover the 3 steps ahead. Oh, man. If they draw something here, I'm going to be a little salty. Okay, they don't find it. GG's. Alright, got there against Mill Combo Control. Stern Proctor is our next opponent. Thankfully, they're not playing Lotus Field Combo, because those cards aren't legal in Standard. We're on the draw, and this is a mulligan, unfortunately. As a one-lander. This one I can keep. And bottom, probably the end. Evendo Waking Haven. So why are the like crew abilities on this always so dark? Add green 12 opponent for each. Oh, okay, it's a Gaia's Cradle. When you crew it for 12, it becomes a Gaia's Cradle. Got it. Alright, let's Duress. Judge's Insight or Cash Grab. I think we'll do Judge's Insights. Alright, we're gonna shock our Watery Grave so we can spell pierce. Their Cash Grab, I think. Alright, let's go for the old Binding Neg. Put a permanent from among those into your hand. I mean, do I spell pierce this? Because if they put something good, I can just thought seize it, right? Yeah, I'm gonna spell pierce. Because I can. Just to keep the card advantage to a minimum. Okay, so they're down to just lands now. Alright, there's Kona, who has nothing to put onto the battlefield, so these decks are becoming the rage. These Kona decks. Because with the new planet lands, it's just so easy to tap Kona immediately. So we do need to find a way to kill Kona. We also need to dodge something really good this turn. Okay. Let's consult. So I think just an untapped land lets me kill the Kona with my dragon. So we'll grab this verge, which can produce black mana. Alright. I could also just Ultima. Ultima's probably better. Because then I can play this dragon as a actual dragon now. Electric Vaults. Elspeth Smite. Play a Scavenger Regent. Try to kill them with our flyers before they can go off. I don't know about Elspeth's Smite. It's like a 1 mana thing you can do. It's a 1 mana removal spell. See what they have to put into play. A Vaultborn Tyrant. Yeah, I wonder if we have enough tech against Kona in our deck. Because... now I wish I had not used my Ultima. Okay, let's see. We're now losing this race. Alright, I want to Elspeth Smite the Kona. I guess I should have attacked if I'm not planning on blocking. That was silly. I should have attacked. So I can actually copy the Scavenger Regents and double block the Tyrant. But then they get another Tyrant, so it's not like it's ideal. Blacker021, thanks for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Collector's Vault. Yep. It's a lot of vaults. I don't really have a Discord right now. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we'll make a copy of our dragon and draw a card. Draw 2, discard 1. We'll discard. We've got 3 planets, so blowing up a planet doesn't make any difference, really. But I guess I'll hold on to the demolition field just in case they draw a creature land or something. So now the question is, am I double blocking? I could attack with both these dragons. Plus my anchorage, that's 10. They go to 12. if I got double hits off of my explorers, that would be lethal damage. Yeah, I think we're trying to outrace this dude. Poison the waters. Oh, I didn't bother. I didn't ever get a second white source. Yeah, I needed to use one of these demolition fields to get a plains. Because that would have allowed me to hold up Elspeth's Smite for the Kona, which I can't do now. So I guess I'm attacking with my dragons. I'll poison the waters. Make you discard a creature if you have one. No, just to land. Okay. Yeah, that was a big mistake. Last turn I needed to crack my demolition field to get a plains, so that I would have had enough mana to activate the anchorage and Elspeth's Smite, the Kona, when it attacks. But because I didn't do that, I was not able to activate my anchorage for that attack, and now I think we lose this race. I hope that they attack with Kona. That's what I'm hoping. Cash grab, okay. Valgavoth. Well, the fact that they are going to have this Valgavoth means that my plan would not have worked anyway. Can you tell how many counters are left on these planets? 12 plus. Can you tell how much has been added to them? How does this work? 12 of 12. Okay, 0 of 12, 4 of 12, 12 of 12. So now they can activate this to draw cards equal to sacrifice the creature's power. Which, are they going to do that right now? Okay. Going to draw a handful of cards. Well, now if I draw a sweeper, they don't get another Vaultborn Tyrant. But they do, you know, have a handful of cards, so that's a problem. Alright. Let's get rid of this rustic cottage. I'm pretty sure this deck plays Zombify too, right? Seems like the kind of deck that would play Zombify. Opponent discarding to hand size. And yeah, we can't beat their board. We needed to draw a sweeper there, so our misplay didn't really matter because they did end up with this Valgavoth. Kona. I wonder if we have enough ways to deal with Kona. So we want, what's good against Kona? I mean, Tishana's the end. No More Lies. Probably want a couple of Rest in Peace also. Well, we can lose the Smite and the Seam Rip, I think, safely. I think actually Poison the Waters is going to be a lot better than Duress. Yeah, let's board in the rips. When we board in our exiling stuff, we board out Aclazotz and the Unstoppable Slasher because they get exiled. Is this a Liliana matchup? It might be. Exercise is good against Vaultborn Tyrant. 0 Point Ballad, probably going to be too costly. And we'll lose a Sunset Saboteur. Rest in peace, the end. Scavenger Regent. I don't have an answer to Kona. I mean, I have the end. But that doesn't stop Kona from getting in activation. It's definitely borderline. I'm gonna keep. See how this goes. Alright. Get our planes. Island, rest in peace. Okay, we can demolition field this Evendo. Yeah. Oh, I played my Fabled Passage instead of my Demolition Field. Oops. I meant to play Demolition Field. Okay, well I guess I have to counter a Kona then. If they try to play one. Which they won't, because it costs... Is Kona a 3-drop or a 4-drop? I think it's a 4-drop. It's a lot of scary stuff. They still get to get that into their hand. You put a permanent card from among the cards milled this way into your hand. That's so weird. When it's milled, that means you put it into your graveyard, but that doesn't get eaten by Rest in Peace? I don't get it. If a card or token be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. So why do those cards not get exiled? Okay, so now this is tricky. Now if I go for Demolition Field on a Vendo, I have all of my basic lands on the battlefield. So it doesn't let me... I can't do this now and then still hold up No More Lives, so I guess I'm playing this Surveil land instead. Watery Grave. I think... That's actually land number 5, because when we crack this, we don't get a land. Still think I want to bid it. No, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, that was pretty unlucky to draw all of our basic lands there. Okay, well, they don't have it anyway. So let's play Demolition Field. I actually can now just the end a Kona before it gets to trigger its thing. Alright, let's play a Saboteur. Smuggler's Surprise. Put 2 cards in our lands from among the mill cards into your hand. Okay. And this also works just like cash grab, huh? Even under Rest in Peace. That's so weird. I don't get how that works. Here's an Overlord, sure. Okay, this doesn't work. Because it doesn't have the text specifying from among them, I guess. Okay, they're beginning to crew their planet. Alright. Let's strategically trail you. I think we just hold up the end and no more lies. They're almost to Ghalta mana, but we do have a counter for it. We also have a discard spell. Vaultborn Tyrants. We'll just counter that. Poison the Waters is pretty good. Attack you. Poison your waters. Ancient Adamantoise. In Ghalta. Bitter Triumph. Okay. I guess we take Ghalta. We could also take the Adamantoise. Yeah, then if they top deck a Kona, they have nothing to put down with it. So I think we can go shields down from the end this turn. Alright, they're gonna Bitter Triumph. Pay the discard a card ward. They discarded a Smuggler's Surprise. Alright, let's stock up. Shoot the Sheriff. Plus stock up, probably? We'll stock up again. Ultima plus... I don't know. Land plus 3 steps ahead? We need more land. So, we could be in trouble if they have, like, Kona plus Bomb in their hand. 2 creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. Ghalta, yes, just a 12/12, no problem. Can't crew, so they have a Gaia's Cradle now. So I could Marang bounce the Ghalta. pray that they don't have anything, that they don't top deck another thing. 7, 8. So then they tap out to play Ghalta again. Yeah, I like that. We'll just bounce the Ghalta. Playing very risky here, bouncing that Ghalta rather than killing it. So I'm praying. They didn't have anything last turn to cheat in with Ghalta. So I'm praying that this turn they also don't have anything. If they do, though, I can answer it. Okay. Let's shoot the sheriff. Attack for 6. We'll just hold up our counterspells. Counterspell. Bitter Triumph. Do I counter this? Yeah, I'm countering. Totally countering. Hopefully the last 2 cards aren't Kona plus Bomb. They cash grab. Okay, we got him. Grind, grind, grind. I think we want both our Sunset Saboteurs. Try to get early game pressure. And I think I do like Exercise for like Ghaltas and Vaultborn Tyrants. Cut Scavenger Regents. One other cut. Maybe split up. Run only 2 sweepers plus Liliana. Try it like this. We can't keep this 1-lander, unfortunately. This 2-lander has 0 sideboard cards, but I'm gonna keep. And bottom. Probably a Consult. Alright, play a tap land. Go get Island? Probably Island. Alright, let's play our Saboteur. Cash grab. Well, I mean, we learned that Rest in Peace does not protect against cash grab, so... That's a 4-drop, so we should be able to poison the waters and take the Kona before they can cast it. Maelstrom Pulse. Okay. Alright, let's play our Fortress. Let's poison. Take the Kona. Thankfully, because they would have had Valgavoth in play right there. Jeez. So scary. Kona's a scary deck. It's always been a good card, but the fact that it has the tech now to just fully enable it is kind of nuts. Alright, play a tap land and Rest in Peace. Another Rest in Peace. Alright, let's stock up. The End. And poison the waters. Maybe I should have taken a land there. Because it's not like they're going to hard cast these things anyway. I guess they could. They're at 5 mana. Damage isn't removed from creatures during the cleanup step. Damage that will be dealt to you and other permanents you control. Yeah, Valgavoth is probably just worse than that. So let's just get rid of the Valgavoth. So they can never cheat that into play. Strategic Betrayal, I like that. Alright, let's kick our consults. Look at the top 6 and take 2. Strategic Betrayal plus Stock Up? Or Tishana's? I think Stock Up. Binding Negotiation, let's Stock Up. Land plus River Regents. Shock in our land so that we can the end a Kona if needed. I'm gonna hold on to this dragon as a win con. So let's binding negotiate. I guess we'll just take this turtle. I guess we can play Rest in Peace number 2. Because we have nothing better to do. They can resolve Valgavoth, but we do have the answer for it. There's Kona. Okay. Well, we have the answer for that, too. The end, the Kona. They can bitter triumph their own Kona in response. Okay, sure. Star charts. Just gonna play a Marang. Yeah, let's play a Marang. Collector's Vaults. Alright, land. Let's start attacking with my fortress. Still leaves me enough mana to kick my thing. Alright, we are threatening lethal. Activating Collector's Vaults. Now, if they found a Kona, that would be an issue, possibly. Maelstrom Pulse. Okay. Sure. We'll just kick this star chart in response. 3 steps ahead. Plus Liliana ought to close out the game, really. I would think. Stock up. Just play Liliana. Oh, dude, you didn't leave me up double blue. Are you serious?
If I were you, I'd just surrender right now.
Make a zombie. I guess we'll stock up.
You get used to the smell.
I don't have enough mana to binding negotiate right now. Shoot the sheriff plus lands. Well, I did not. We definitely. It's possible we could lose. I did not police the auto tapper sufficiently. There's a ball porn. And this creature dies, so... Okay, there's Ultima. That's a good one. Ultima will shut down the dies trigger from the Vaultborn. Let's attack with a zombie. Plus to make a zombie. Ultima.
Death is such an effective tool.
So the Vaultborn doesn't trigger because the turn ends. I don't get to draw 2 cards either though, which is a shame. Now if they play Kona, we have to counter it. If they just play Valgavoth, they don't have enough mana for Valgavoth. Bitter Triumph on Liliana. I think we'll counter draw. Discard lands. Exercise isn't gonna really hit anything at this point. Okay, opponent is not giving up. Make a zombie. Trigger our fortress.
No way but my way.
Attack, present lethal. Good game, opponents. Does that mean you're scooping? Overlord, okay. Yep, okay, GG's. Whew, what a grind fest. Donna, the Virtuous, be our next opponent. Donna. We will be on the draw. Got a double verge hand. We can produce black and white mana, which lets us cast a lot of our cards. We can keep. We'll draw more lands. Alright, we'll see if it's just good old Dimir. Looks like it. Binding negotiate. Counterspell. They shock. Let's try that again. 3 steps ahead. Okay. So they're more control-y than your average Dimir deck. Okay, they're playing the Shahar Shenhar deck. Alright, we'll just play this dragon. Gonna draw cards with Marang. Alright, let's attack. Do I want to play this Saboteur? I probably do, because it kind of prices them into sweeping next turn. Which, is that a good thing? I'm not sure. They might not have the 5 mana sweeper, they might only have the 6 mana one. Attack. Alright, and we have lethal next turn. Drawing more cards. Try to draw some cards. I don't know why I tapped both my blue sources. Another counterspell. Okay. Well, let's get in there. Gonna shoot my fortress. Caustic and discard against my dude. Alright, there's my dragon. Yep, that's the combo, so we have to answer this or we die. Okay. So we want Tishana's Tidebinder, we want No More Lies, we want Spell Pierce, we want Exercise. Cease to 6 mana to kill a Riverturn Monument doesn't seem worth it. Actually, Liliana's way too slow. We don't need all these sweepers. We don't need these early game removal pieces. Maybe Strategic Betrayal? Yeah, this hand looks pretty good. We'll keep. Start by grabbing... Oh, I guess I need to grab... I should have played the Restless Reef on one. That was a mistake. So... this means I can't play my Saboteur turn 2. Do I grab a Swamp? Yeah, I guess so. We'll see if this comes back to bite me. I would love to have used that to get a plane so I can hold up No More Lies. But because I sequenced my lands incorrectly... I really want to get this down and start attacking as soon as possible. Alright, I will consult for 2. Duress. I should have done it there. They take No More Lies. Do I want to consult? Yeah, let's consult. They counter. Let's stock up. Spell Pierce plus land, I guess. Riverturn Monument. Spell Pierce that. Opponent scoops. Okay. I guess we just do that again. Yeah, we've got a discard spell, so we can keep this. We've got counterspell we'll eventually be able to cast. Looks like a turn 1 Duress. Takes our counterspell. Another Duress. Takes binding negotiation. Alright, let's go get an island. And then we will poison the waters. Marang, dispelling exhale, lands. Okay, cool. Yeah, we've got a lot of air in our deck too. We could go for a stock up. I think I want to wait till we have a... can draw a Duress or something. Duress. Dispelling exhale. Okay. So they just got a dragon. They don't play. Let's stock up. Opponent scoops. Okay. Managed to control them out. I mean, we had a ways to go there, but I liked our chances considering our hand was full of cards and theirs was not. Nemesis, the one who is a standard bearer, is our next opponent. We'll be on the play. 6 lands plus Ultima. We gotta mull that, unfortunately. This looks like a more reasonable hand, which we'll keep. And we'll bottom... Swamp... Or Flood Farm Verge, maybe? Probably Flood Farm Verge. The end would have been a reasonable choice to bottom too, I suppose, but... non-land cards are always so much more exciting than lands. Alright, we draw stock up. Let's swamp. Binding, negotiate. VV. Oh, so this is like a prowess deck. So we probably want to take Valmore. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, creatures you control. I don't know, or maybe stock up. They have double VV. We do have the ends. Do we have another answer for Valmore? We don't. That sucks. I guess we'll go for stock up. Marang. We will stock up. So let's get an untapped land for next turn. Plus... Plus what else? Plus maybe just a couple lands? Okay, opponent missed land drop number 2. So we will verge. Very sad, Balmor. Okay, let's draw cards. We'll discard. I think a fortress. Yeah, because this lets us seam rip and hold up the end. It's just so mana efficient. Seam rip the Balmor. There's Vivi. Check it out, though. And get rid of that BS. Circle of Power. Shot the Sheriff's Chief Hero. Burst Lightning. VV. So like a black wizard deck? Okay. Corsating Mage. Oh, they're like a spell slinger deck. Lots of burn spells. I can respect it except for the VVs. Zero Point Ballad. Opt. Just gonna pass. Alright, a reef. We'll pass. Burst lightning in my face. Okay. Planisphere. I think we want to counter that. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell. I don't know. They don't have anything to equip it on. Like the 0 Point Ballad, X equals a very low number. We'll kill that thing. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell and whenever you draw your third card each turn, +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay, so if you go X equals 2. Then even if they do something in response, the thing still dies. So they do have this strategic betrayal, which can get my Sunset Saboteur, so I'm gonna pass. Hold up my counterspells. Burst lightning, sure. Circle of Power. No, we don't want black mages hitting the battlefield, so we'll just counter that. What do we want to do here? Attack with our creature lands? We can attack with our Restless Anchorage. I guess we'll explore Bitter Triumph. Yeah, we can keep a Bitter Triumph, sure. Alright, let's attack with our anchorage again. Into the Flood Maw. Okay. Replay. More lands. I'm not complaining. Lands are good at this stage in the game, but I think we have enough. So let's fire up our anchorage. Shoot the sheriff. Do we want to counter this? Probably. Yeah. We'll just counter. Attack. Make our clue. Sack our clue. Draw land. Alright, activate our anchorage. Activate our reef. Attack for a bunch. We'll shock, explore with our anchorage. Strategic Betrayal, not so good against creature lands. Okay, GG's. So, VV. Prowess. We absolutely 100% want Long Goodbye and the end. And I think Tishana's Poison the Waters. Probably Beza. Maybe No More Lies as well. Probably enough cards. Cut a Day of Judgment. Maybe we don't need the second Poison the Waters. One is probably fine. Yeah, you know what? I don't think we need the Beza either. That's more for like the red aggro deck. Like not, they don't seem to have that many creatures. The only advantage we're going to gain off Beza is life, which is great. But I think that card is more against like the really low to the ground red decks that play 1-drops, like Hired Claws and stuff. Actually, let's cut Ultima, so we were still packing 1, 2, 3, 3.5 sweepers. We'll cut a Duress plus, I don't know, Strategic Betrayal. Try like this. Okay, yeah, these are all good cards. Bitter Triumph, Shoot the Sheriff. We're gonna keep that. Alright, I'm gonna go grab a Plains on one. The question is, will I shock my Watery Grave? Planisphere, yeah. So I think I just need to kill that, like, right away. So yeah, let's shock and just kill that. I guess I didn't do it right then. Okay. Let's Duress. They Spell Pierce? Okay. Well, I'm gonna play this tap. They're burn deck, so I don't want to go crazy with shocking myself. There's Balmor. Sleight of hand. Yeah, we're gonna kill Balmor. Pay 3. Godless Shrine. Can have that come into play untapped, tapped rather. Do I want to consult here? I think I'll wait so I can spell pierce it to back it up. Alright, let's go for consult. Oh, it taps both my blue, so could have done this last turn. Spell pierce. Darn it. Oh, that's what you get when you play 3 colors. I mean, we're already like asking a lot of our Esper mana base. We had 2 blue up there, so asking for 3 is maybe a bit of a stretch. Binding negotiation. Consult the star charts. Still pierce that. Kuja, double into the Flood Maw. Well, we'll take Kuja. Alright, they equipped their dude. Which I could get lost, or I could Elspeth Smite. I'm gonna Elspeth Smite it. Let's attack. While we can. Alright. They have double into the Flood Maw, so let's start chewing through that. Into the Flood Maw. Yep. They get to ping us. Ghost Vacuum. Alright, so they can actually crack their Ghost Vacuum next turn. Get rid of that. Attack with our fortress. There's the last Flood Maw. Can you play it? Another one of those guys. Continue attacking with our fortress. Alright, so we have Get Lost and Long Goodbye available. So they have this ghost vacuum, which they can actually activate to get a Balmor and a Kuja. Alright, let's kill this token. More lands. Okay, I think we continue attacking with our fortress. Alright, so they tap out to get those two guys. So I think I'll just get lost. This guy. They do get to double explore, but I can VN the Balmor next turn. Stock up on top of their library. Restless Reef. I'll VN the Balmor. Library. I should have played an untapped land there. I should have shocked. No, I can't attack with my fortress. Ugh. So dumb. So they should be at 8, really. Do they bend or stock up? Just equipping their thing. Okay, no, they have a stock up. Okay. We are so good at drawing lands. Attack with our fortress. Surveil. Stock up. We'll take a stock up. VB. Kind of late in the game for VB, but I mean, she's broken pretty much at any time. Coruscating Mage. Alright, I guess I would really like to draw a sweeper now. Do we have any sweepers left in our library? I think we do. Stock up. Alright, stock up. Stock us up, please. Yes. Scavenger Regent plus stock up ought to do very nicely. So we exit those 3. Wipe your board. Let's stock up again. The end plus a demolition field, I guess. More corresponding mages. Okay. So let's fire up our reef and our fortress. Attack. Gotta do some blocking. Alright, they're down to 3. BB, not gonna do it. Okay. Let's end the BB. Graveyard. What do they got left? They got Kuja, Core Station Mages, Circles of Power. Activate the Reef. Should have activated the Fortress, probably. Well, they have to block. You're 1 mana short of being able to activate the Fortress, too. Well, they go to 1 just when we attack with the Fortress. Okay. Boy, grind city tonight. Ukami will be our final opponent. We're gonna be on the draw. And our hand looks good. So we can keep. So, Sacred Foundry. Do I need to shock myself to Duress? Probably not. Okay, so they're Jeskai. Let's go for a Duress. Helix, Fire Magic, Get Lost, 3 steps ahead. Take 3 steps ahead. Duress. I think I'm just gonna stock up. None of these cards seem especially good. Take Day of Judgment plus a land. Alright, let's go with Duress. Gonna Helix our Faith. Take Get Lost, I guess. Stock up again. Shoot the Sheriff plus River Regents? Sure. Alright, let's play a pass land, tap land, surveil that to the yard. We'll go. We'll consult our star charts. Alright, let us consult. Stock up plus binding negotiation. Binding negotiation, I guess. Helix to our face. So they're playing the Shuko, like, no doubt about it. Fire magic or get lost. Let's take fire magic, I guess, and stock up. 3 steps ahead. Plus strategic betrayal should be good. We're discarding to hand size. We can discard Day of Judgment, I think. Aclazotz. Alright, let us... Binding negotiation. Inevitable defeats. Take inevitable defeats. I think we'll play Aclazotz. Can give us 2 treasures, 2 maps. We've gotten so much card advantage this game. We'll see if our opponent can get out of it. Alright, Consult is a good start. It does prevent us from getting back our Aclazotz. So I think we'll just play this as a tap land. We'll just play a 4/4 ward, discard a card. Do a little exploration. Bitter Triumph. Yeah, we can keep a Bitter Triumph on top, sure. Consult the star charts. Counter that. No more lies. Okay. They get their 2 cards. So they're Jeskai control. Alright, let's explore. Draw demolition fields. Alright, let's start attacking with our anchorage. Explore onto our anchorage. Marang River Regent, we'll leave that on top. Opponent's gonna stock up, okay. Mysterized Village. Alright, well, let's just keep attacking. Opponent's down to 8. We're here. Seam Rip? We don't need a Seam Rip. Okay. We got Jaw Spell Pierce. Well, let's fire up the anchorage. Attack. Jeskai Revelation. Spell Pierce. That's GG's. Okay, so there gotta be a Shuko deck. Want No More Lies. Probably Rest in Peace. Spell Pierce. Liliana's a possibility. I think I want Liliana. Okay, so we're cutting Aclazotz, and we're cutting Unstoppable Slasher since we're boarding in Rest in Peace. It's possible they have Vivi, but Smite and Seam Rip don't deal with her. Don't bring in a second DN just in case. It's good against Shuko. They might have like an Elspeth or something too. We don't need Exercise. Probably don't need 0 Point Ballast. Poison the Waters probably has a pretty big whiff potential. Let's try it like this. Alright, looks fine. Oh, this is another Shahar Shenhar deck. They're the black Jeskai deck, I think. They're Jeskai control with, what's it called? Inevitable Betrayal? Is that the deck that I'm thinking of? Is that what they're playing? Or was that a previous match? I don't know. It all kind of blurs together. Binding Negotiation is great. Alright, we're just gonna hold up No More Lies. Stock up. Pass. They shock. Okay. We'll go get our planes. Saboteur. Alright, let's go for Binding Negotiation. Stoic Sphinx. Well, we'll counter that, because that we don't really have a good way of dealing with. 3 steps ahead, Consult. 3 steps ahead, No More Lies. We'll take Consult. So a bunch of counterspells. Alright, we'll go for a Rest in Peace, maybe? No, we'll go for Saboteur. Three steps ahead. I'm gonna counter that. Spell Pierce. Okay. Attack with Saboteur. Let's Rest in Peace. So, yeah, maybe they aren't the Shuko deck. I gotta think they are. Get Lost. Alright, attack with our Saboteur. I think we'll pass. Going for the Jeskai Revelation? I think not. Oh! I should have let them pay the cost first. Okay, they just scoop anyway. Alright. GG's. Another control deck taken down. Wow. Add that to our tally for the evening. Alright, so that was a 5-0 with Esper's total interaction control, which is, can't remember the last time that happened to me with this deck. So sweet. Yeah. I think the mana base is drastically better. The addition of the shocklands, letting us play our lands untapped so much more frequently than they used to, it really just gives us a huge leg up. And I think it's just it's a good solid deck. I think the card draw is so good that you actually can reliably get to the answers you need when you need them. And if you can do that, you should be able to win the game, because the answers are really good. You know, they're very good at answering what they're supposed to answer very efficiently. So if you can find the right pieces at the right time, that should be a recipe for success. So I like it quite a bit. I really do like the Saboteurs. I thought they fit in excellent. Creatures with ward, discard a card, feeds right into our game plan. Just as I suspected, the counter thing wasn't that much of a drawback. Although, strangely tonight, we ran into a bunch of control decks. So I don't know how this would fare against like mid-range decks or aggro decks. I probably would board it out, since I'd be boarding in like Poison the Waters. But just like for game one, in theory, this is just, I really like having cards like this in my control decks. Early game threats that you can get down early, take huge chunks of life away, so that you don't have quite as much work to do in the late game. Yeah, 4 damage. Menace is hard to block. It's a lot of damage. So very pleased with Sunset Saboteur. Don't know if we resolved 0 Point Ballad. Ultima, actually, a very good card as well. It's great against like the Overlord decks. You know, we might want to rethink Aclazotz and Unstoppable Slasher, since we do have a certain amount of anti-synergy with them between our main and our sideboard. I could see swapping out the Slasher for some other threat. Maybe just Saboteur number 3. maybe like pre-sure this, because I hate that card though. You know, you could find something that doesn't get penalized as hard by a Rest in Peace or an Ultima or an exile-based sweeper. Aclazotz, I could see keeping Aclazotz as a one of, just because situationally it's just devastating, and it's oftentimes just like a ramp spell too. So I think I will probably lose the Slasher in favor of some other cheap threat, possibly a third Saboteur, maybe a Quarcy Revenant. I don't know, something. And we didn't get to see our game against aggro because we fought all control decks. So yeah, in testing, our matchup against aggro has been a bit spotty. You know, it's very draw dependent for us, but certainly we can beat some of the aggro matches. We just didn't get to see it tonight, but maybe next time we will. Anyway, I'm very pleased with this iteration of Esper Total Interaction Control 5.0. It doesn't happen very often on this jank channel, but you know, this is an extremely rude deck, playing lots of really powerful cards. So this is probably the least janky that I get is a deck like this. And I'm very happy it got a 5.0. You'll be seeing more of it in the future. Like anytime there's a major update to Standard, I'm probably going to play this deck again because it is my pet deck. But anyway, we'll be happy with our 5.0 tonight. I hope you enjoyed watching me play some Esper Total Interaction Control in Standard. If you did and you like off-meta MtG content, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. There's a link to my Twitch channel in the description of the video. My official schedule is every Tuesday and Friday I play Magic the Gathering. It's been a bit off on Fridays lately, but that's going to get back to it. That's my official schedule. I am going to get back to Tuesdays and Fridays. Although I've had a number of things come up that have made Fridays bad for me. That's going to change. Tuesdays and Fridays, come and check out the action in real time. It's actually quite fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.